Recently, somebody asked me about the role of trust in mindfulness practice. Some of you may be familiar that trust is one of the attitudinal foundations, as they're called, of mindfulness. These certain qualities like trust, but also patience and acceptance and non-judgment and so on, that are seen to inform how we pay attention to stuff, kind of the way we're paying attention, and that how actually freeing they can be if we have these qualities available to us. And somebody asked me about this, and I gave a kind of stock answer, but actually realizing I didn't have an alive relationship with this. And so, reflecting on it for myself, my sense of what this is really about is, well, firstly, what it's not about. And so often we hear the word trust, and actually we're kind of thinking of blind faith. A sense that we just, we kind of blindly put our faith in things. Or there could even be a sense of wishful thinking with this. We just trust the universe or trust that things will unfold. And in a way that is, kind of divorced from actually being in tune with what's happening. It's kind of projected hope in a way that is removed from the immediacy of our experience. And so that disjoin, my sense is actually that can be disempowering. We're giving over all sense of power or something to some other thing, whatever that might be. But my sense is how this works with mindfulness practice, that actually it's not about that. It's actually about learning to gain confidence from what's already happening. Learning to notice what's actually happening, which, that's kind of the heart of mindfulness practice. But as we do that, we can actually start to develop a sense of confidence. If we learn to, really rest with the sense of the ground that's supporting us, for instance. It might sound so simple, but actually by noticing that and resting into that, kind of allowing that simple experience to give us a sense of confidence, at least for the next moment, just for the next moment, that, the ground is here, it's stable, it's steady. And we could sense what that would be like. We know what it's like when the ground suddenly gives way. If you ever have that experience, suddenly we lurch and the whole world kind of tips and, we don't know what to do with ourselves, or there's a kind of reaction to that. But most of the time, at least when we're on solid ground, it's like, sensing this in a really simple, low-key and immediate way can bolster a sense of gentle confidence. Maybe the same with the sense of breathing. It's just like it's happening. However it's happening, it's there, supporting our life. And, if we're aware of that can be strengthening in a certain way. This might sound, almost ridiculously obvious. Like, what's the big deal of that? What difference is that going to make in our lives? My sense is so often, and I know certainly for myself, so often my experience can be coloured by a gentle sense of mistrust, a kind of unease, not full-blown panic. Sometimes that happens, but just this gentle sense of disquiet. Something's missing, something's not quite right, I'm not quite sure. And it's to do with the future, what's going to happen next. And it just feels, I don't know what to do with myself. And that can colour experience and condition how I think and feel and act and sort of shape the whole of life, really. And to contrast that with a gentle sense of, actually, here's the ground. This is here. Breathing's happening. It's keeping me alive. So much is going well, actually. in this moment. And this is not to pretend that everything's wonderful. This can happen alongside pain and heartbreak, but so often we miss this. The already happeningness of what is actually supporting us. And by not seeing that, my sense is that can be part of the equation of how anxiety can permeate life. And on the other hand, learning to see this and sense this can be an antidote to that, a strengthening resource for feeling better in the moment and also being able to engage fully with what's happening. So this is my sense of how trust kind of figures into the whole process of mindfulness, and also how it figures into the encounter with anxiety, and can cultivate this through different practices and exercises. But I think helpful to have this sense of, this is what it's about. So a few thoughts there. Hope useful, helpful in some way. If you've got any comments or questions, let me know. All right. Take care.